Hi, this is Josh Wright, Business Development Manager here at Moehn Auto Group in Jackson, Michigan. Thank you so much for your interest in this beautiful 2016 Cadillac ATS. This vehicle has a lot of features. Starting off, it does have the 2-liter turbo engine as well as all-wheel drive. It's got about 75,000 miles and is in great shape. The reason I'm doing this video is just to point out any features, but also to point out any defects, anything that I would want to know before coming out to look at a pre-owned vehicle. We're going to start off here in the front. This is actually a white diamond Tricoat. Not sure if that's going to come through great on the video, but a really, really beautiful color. You got that matched with these. This is an LED daytime running light. It also features an HID headlamp, so nice bright. It's got a blue hue to it. It's going to look really nice at night. You have that combined with the updated Cadillac emblem here, nice large chrome in front, but not too much. You know, you've got a chrome outlay on this with black insert. This helps break it up. If it was all chrome, I think it might be a little bit much. Overall, the vehicle's in great shape. No stone chips or anything like that major that I can see. This is actually, if you pop this out, what happens is there's one on the front and one on the back, and you actually have an eyelet that you can actually screw in that connects directly to the frame of this vehicle in case you got stuck and needed somebody to tow you out. It's probably the easiest and best way to get pulled out of a ditch or something like that, which probably wouldn't happen anyways because you've got all-wheel drive on this vehicle as well. Really nice. This is a polished aluminum wheel. These are a 18-inch polished aluminum wheel. You can see it's got Brembo brakes with a Cadillac emblem. So this, for all intents and purposes, has a lot of features that a sports car does. Difficult to say exactly how much tread depth is left, but just feeling it with my hand here, it's nothing you'd have to worry about anytime soon. This did pass inspection. There's definitely a certain amount of tread depth that does need to be on these vehicles. You have the side indicator lamps when you're turning. Really, really nice vehicle. 2-door, it gives it a nice sleek look. Passive entry, so it does have basically a key fob that you may or may not be familiar with. So as long as this is actually in your presence, can be in your pocket, could be in a purse or something along that lines, the vehicle is going to know that you have that, and it will lock, unlock, and start accordingly. The interior is in great shape. Passenger seat looks like it's pretty much brand new. You have a really nice premium soft touch leather combined with a contrast stitching, gives it a nice look. You've got the Cadillac emblem, so to speak, there. And typical on Cadillac, you do have some features that are nice to have options, like a power passenger seat. This is the back seat to the Cadillac ATS. You have nice cup holders there. And again, the interior is in fantastic shape. No weird smells, no smoker or anything like that. They have this nice chrome feature, as well as kind of like a polished wood look. Not too much, not too gaudy. It just looks really nice, like a nice premium vehicle. It does have the premium Bose audio system. And it looks like we have the original owner's manual. Everything that goes along with that, including an original window sticker. That's always a nice to have thing. Let's see if I can open this one-handed here. Oops. So you can see, yeah, the info touch, or the infotainment center, HD radio, all that stuff is here. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I'll get into that in just a minute. The sunroof, crystal white Tricoat is a premium option, as well as these wheels are also an option. All-weather floor mats as well. So $45,935 was the original MSRP for this particular vehicle. Obviously, we've got it for just a few dollars less than that pre-owned. I'm going to actually go ahead and pop the trunk remotely. I'm not sure if I can do that or not. Okay. No dings, no dents or anything like that on the passenger side that I'm seeing. Tread depth is about even on the front and rear tires, maybe a little less on the rear tires here. Moving on to the back, you've got a dual exhaust. Backup light right there. This is actually the location of the battery if you ever need to replace that in the trunk versus in the front. This little cubby space right here, and then the spare tire is actually beneath that. But this is that eyelet I was telling you about here. So you basically screw that into the frame. The other location for that is here in the back. You can see it's got a small little cover here. You just literally pop that out. It's got a place for you to screw that eyelet in, and you can actually, like I said, safely pull this vehicle out in the instance that you're in that. So the ATS4, what that means is it is an all-wheel drive vehicle. It's going to do great in the wintertime. I'm trying to find a dent or a scratch or anything, but this was definitely a well-maintained vehicle. Somebody definitely cared about it because it's in fantastic shape. Moving on to the interior here on the driver's side. Of course, power windows, power locks, power mirrors, nothing to get too excited about, but it does have a powered driver's seat. It is worth mentioning that this leather is in fantastic shape for having 75,000 miles. Virtually no signs of wear. There's no cracks, there's no indents or anything like that. The vehicle's in fantastic shape. It does have a sunroof, a power sunroof here. This is all of your OnStar. It does have OnStar as well. So you can see 75,576 miles, no SES lights on or anything like that. Your headlamp control is actually with this little guy right here. You also have paddle shifters on both sides for plus and minus in the event that you wanted to put this into manual mode and shift through those gears you know, manually if you wanted to do that. Cruise control settings are right here. It does have cruise control, of course. This is to control your audio and as well as your driver information center. I'll just briefly kind of go through this. So you can change this from your speedometer. You can control the audio. There's some things you can do with your phone if you connect it via Bluetooth and everything like that. It's got a nice 8-inch touchscreen radio. There's a lot of functionality for this this touchscreen. I'm not going to go into all of the technology that it offers. One of the biggest things I will say is it does have Android Auto as well as Apple CarPlay. Now, if you're not familiar with that, basically what that means is you can take your smartphone, depending on how new it is, and plug it in with a USB cord into the vehicle, and what will happen is it'll actually display your maps right on this screen. The reason that's better than having, say, an onboard navigation system is because this system is real-time. So if you had an onboard navigation system, it has to get updated usually about once every year or two. And it's usually around $200 to $300 to get that system update. An Android Auto or an Apple CarPlay enabled vehicle like this will actually connect to Android as well as Apple's servers real time and alert you of things like traffic, for instance. You know, if this we currently have one of our exit ramps closed, and Android Auto or Apple CarPlay will compensate for that and reroute you to whatever the best way to get your destination is in the least amount of time. And onboard navigation system does not offer that. So that's definitely a plus. Heated seats, of course, push button start that goes with the passive entry. I will note that it does have remote start on the vehicle as well. All your HVAC controls are located right here. Have another small spot right here with a charging port. Park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then this plus or minus. If you put the vehicle and shift it over like that, you can now use the paddle shifters to manually shift through the gears if you feeling like a race car driver. Traction control you can turn off here. This is for modes, so you can see it does have different modes for driving. You have touring, which is the default, sport if you want to get a little bit more aggressive, and then of course snow and ice, which is going to limit the power to the vehicle to try to get you down around a little bit better in adverse weather conditions. Another thing that's really, really nice, so if you notice on the RPM gauge here, you'll see it says auto stop, which means that this vehicle has the ability to basically turn the engine off at stoplights when you're standing waiting for traffic or something along that. It's a really nice to have option because it's going to save you fuel economy, but sometimes it can at points get annoying. This is the manual override for that. So if I press that button, auto stop is off, which means that you can manually turn that on or manually turn that off depending on your preference. I like to keep mine on just because I prefer better fuel economy and it doesn't bother me that much, but for some people that is an option that is that's important. You have two cup holders here. You also have another spot, a cubby hole here, and that is where your USB port as well as your auxiliary ports are located if you wanted to plug in the phone and utilize those things like Android Auto and Apple CarPlay that we previously spoke about. All around, I mean, this vehicle, as far as condition goes, I can't find anything wrong with it. It's in great shape. I think it'd be a great vehicle for you. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach me. My phone number is 517-841-7689. 517-841-7689. Again, it's Josh Wright, Business Development Manager here at Moehn Auto Group. Thanks for your time.